Hello, Heartfelt Inkspiration Stampers. This is Deborah Bergen, and I'm here on Video Wednesday to talk about how to do random stamping. So, those of you who know me, who have stamped with me or are related to me, know that I'm not really a random kind of a woman. That I joke, but not really, to say that my favorite stamping tool is a ruler. And so doing things that are off center or not symmetrical or whatever is a challenge for me. So when I learned how to do random stamping with sort of like a bit of science to it, it was exactly what I needed. So I'm going to show you this in the hopes that you can use this to create your own background patterns on a card or your own patterned paper. You can always have exactly the look that you want and the colors that you want when you know how to do this. So today I am using the stamp set Forever Fern, which is from the 2020-2021 annual catalog. It is frankly a stunning set, I think, and was the first thing I stamped with, I believe. It's so beautiful. This is a distinctive set, which means the shading is built into the images, so you don't have to do any of that. It happens automatically. The other thing that's kind of amazing about this stamp set in the new catalog is the color palette that they suggest for it. Well, that's part of the designer series paper. Now, interestingly, we do not have the inks yet in the new in colors, one of which is, Just Jade, no Jade, it's some jade, which I'm looking forward to seeing. The paper is very pretty, but I don't have the ink yet, and I don't know when the ink is going to be available. Hopefully next week when the catalog goes live. So I'm going to simplify it a little bit and just use 3 colors. I'm going to take the largest stamp, this one, and I'm going to use that in Old Olive. I'm taking what I would call the second largest stamp, this one. This is in Granny Apple Green. And my final one is this, I don't know what this is, this stems of something, but it is just a very fun stamp. So this is some kind of ferny something. I am using Shaded Spruce. Now, I don't know if you can see these. I think you can see these. This is a very unusual color combination. And in the past several weeks when I've been talking about color confidence, this is just the kind of thing that years ago, actually not that many years ago, I would have been horrified to try. Because the greens are so different. And I want to show you how beautiful they are. And when you get if you haven't seen the new catalog yet, I think you're going to agree. When you look at this suite, it is stunning. Okay, so much for color. Let's talk about random stamping. So let's get organized here so I don't accidentally do the wrong thing. I am going to be stamping on a piece of 5.5 by 8.5 Very Vanilla. I typically stamp this on a white background, but you know, it's a video, and I'm here to try something different. Pardon me. Here's the first rule I want to tell you about random stamping. This is true of any stamping, I guess. No, it's not. This is random stamping. Is that when you stamp an image, you want to bleed off the edge. That means you do not try to keep the image within the boundaries of your piece of cardstock. That's a very sort of unsettling effect to the person who looks at it. It's like everything's boxed in. So you'll want to bleed off the edge as I'm doing here. Okay, the second thing is when I do my images, I don't want to do them all the same direction. That's too intentional. Instead, I'm going to be inking up each time and turning my stamp so it's not going in the same direction each time. The third thing I want to tell you, and I'll list these in a blog post that I'll do about this, is that when I'm stamping my image, because I'm going to stamp several of these, I want to decide what is my interval or what is the distance between this particular image. I want to keep, generally speaking, the same amount of distance between each one of these images. And then the final thing I'll show you as I'm doing. Okay, so let's get the old olive pad. And I'm going to start, I always start, but this is just me. I always start in the top left-hand corner. Uh-oh, I rocked that. Now, I mean, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And I'm going to, as I said, rotate the stamp, not the person. And I'm going to put this one about here. And I'm seeing that I've got stems down, so I'm going to put the next one here, rotated. And what I'm going to do, this is my fourth tip, is I'm going to create a triangle. So I've got impression 1, impression 2, and my third one is going to be the third point of the triangle right here. Okay, so there's my triangle. And there go my notes. Okay, so here I have 2 points to a triangle, and I'm going to make my third one this way. And again, I'm kind of watching to see that I don't have all the images going the same direction, and I don't have a bunch of stems all together. There's 1, 2, and 3. So here I have 1 and 2. So I'm going to put a third one up here. Here I have 1 and 2, and I'm going to put my third one right there. Here I have 1 and 2, and this one I'll put here. Here's 1 and 2, and this time I'm going to put it here. And I have 1 and 2, and I'll put another one down here. Now I do have 2 going the same direction. 1, 2, and 3. Now, frankly, if I could just say, I think that is just very, very pretty just by itself. If I wanted to, I could fill in a triangle down here because I'm missing the third point. But generally you want to wait until you've got this whole panel done before you decide to add. Okay, so that's my first and biggest image. You don't have to start with your big one. Okay, my second image in Granny Apple Green is going to go, well, not really in between these. I have to go over them. I don't want to go the same direction. And I am not going to keep necessarily the same interval as I've got on these first ones. So some will be closer to this stamped image. Some are going to be right over it. I do not care. In fact, I'm trying not even to look at this. I'm trying to just keep my interval. So I'm going to start right here, just for the sake of doing something. Now, if you can see the colors adequately on this video, that is, for me, a shocking combination. Just saying. Okay, I'm going to put another one. Again, I'm not looking to see, am I overlapping? Am I not overlapping? Don't really care what this comes out to be. I'm trying to keep my interval. So here is 1 and 2, and here is 3. Here is 1 and 2, and here is 3. Here is 1 and 2, and here is 3. Here's 1 and 2. Three. 1, 2, and we need to 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Let's do these. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and I think that's about... Okay, so now I might go in and just add a few. Now, naturally, I did not bring the entire set here to the video area, so I'm not going to be able to do something that I typically do, but that's okay. I'll just keep talking. Okay, that's good. Okay, my last is this, I don't know, funny. It's not funny. It's not really funny, but it's kind of funny little shape. This is in Shaded Spruce. This one, again, this time I'm going to go in some of my blank areas. Again, I'm not worried about if I'm going over already stamped images, not concerned. But I don't know if you can tell how the images that I'm stamping right now are shaping up. They're closer together than the other ones that I've done. I'm going to keep doing my triangles, even though, again, I want to say I'm kind of making a mess here. And as I've said many times when we're together, it's all about the context. Something that looks really not too good when you're working on it. This would be a perfect example of that. When you actually convert it into a card, when you use it in a project, suddenly it is just utterly fabulous. That's my goal. So I don't remember where I learned this, do the triangle. I want to say it was at a Stampin' Up! Convention many years ago. I've been doing it for so long, I don't know who to give credit to. Okay, so now I'm going to look at this, see if I need to do some fill-ins. Sometimes I just... This was what I should have brought with me. A spatter stamp that could have filled in some of these areas. That looks actually pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so what you might not see on this video is me going through and really going through some of the blank areas and adding some kind of a spatter stamp. Nothing that makes a statement, it's just filler. Okay, so that is random stamping. And I'm going to make this into a card, or actually several, and show you what these look like this week on the blog. So be sure to check to heartfeltinkspiration.com, and I'll see you there. And thank you. Bye.